three brothers, Roshan, Sammy, and Dee, lived in a small village near a dense forest. They had inherited a simple cottage from their late parents and lived modestly, known for their honesty, hard work, and kindness. They would spend their days cutting wood in the forest and selling it at the market. Despite their hard work, they always felt a sense of emptiness in their hearts, as if something was missing in their lives. One evening, while sitting by the fire, Roshan, looking thoughtful, asked, "What is the true purpose of life?" After a pause, he added, "I think I would be happy if I had a big, beautiful house." Sammy, nodding slowly, said, "I dream of owning a vast farm with endless crops so we wouldn't have to work so hard anymore." The youngest brother, Dee, smiled and said, "All I want is a beautiful wife who will love me and wait for me every day, despite their different desires." The feeling of emptiness they shared remained the same. One evening, while returning from the forest with their wood, they saw an old man sitting by the roadside, looking exhausted. Beside him was a heavy basket. Moved by compassion, the three brothers immediately offered to help. "Grandfather, can we carry this basket for you?" they asked. The old man, weakly nodding and smiling, thanked them. "This basket is full of apples I collected from the forest. My home is not far from here." Without hesitation, the brothers took turns carrying the basket, though it was much heavier than they expected. The road was long, and the journey was tiring, but they didn't complain. When they finally reached the old man's house, they felt a strange sense of peace in their hearts. The elderly man, grateful for their kindness, said, "I will never forget your sincerity. Such qualities always bring new opportunities. Tell me, what is your biggest wish in life?" The brothers hesitated for a moment, then shared their dreams. Roshan wanted a big house, Sammy a vast farm, and Dee desired a loving and beautiful wife. The old man listened thoughtfully and then said, "Your dreams are not impossible. I know of a wealthy businessman in a nearby town who is looking for honest, hard-working men. If you work hard, he will reward you and help you fulfill your wishes." Seizing the opportunity, the brothers traveled to the town and began working for the businessman. Roshan, with his keen observation, managed the business well and soon had enough money to build his dream house. Sammy, with his knowledge of land and wood, impressed a local landlord who gave him fertile land to farm. Dee, with his kindness and sincerity, won the heart of the businessman's daughter, and they eventually married. For a while, life felt like a dream. They had everything they had ever wanted, no complaints, no struggles. But as time went on, things began to change. Roshan, despite having his grand house, began to feel lonely. He distanced himself from the servants, and his home, once full of life, began to feel empty. Sammy, overwhelmed by the responsibility of managing his vast farm, started feeling anxious. The dream he once cherished had turned into a burden. He spent sleepless nights worrying about pests, storms, and disasters that might ruin his crops. Dee, too, found himself growing distant from his wife. Her once charming beauty now seemed less special to him, and her complaints began to irritate him. The warmth in their relationship faded, and once again the brothers felt that same emptiness, despite having achieved everything they wished for. Realizing that something was still missing, they set out to find the old man. After searching for a while, they finally found his house. He was sitting by the fire, warming himself, and the warmth of the flames brought them a brief moment of peace. They approached him and said, "Grandfather, we need your help again. We've achieved all our wishes, but we are still not happy. The old man smiled gently and said, "True happiness does not come from what you have. It comes from being grateful for what you already have. You have everything, yet you lack gratitude. Without gratitude, happiness will always fade away." The brothers fell silent, realizing their mistake. The old man continued, "Gratitude is the key to happiness. Appreciate what you have, learn to enjoy it, and happiness will come naturally." After their meeting with the old man, the brothers returned home with a new perspective. Roshan began to cherish his grand house, no longer seeing it as a burden. Sammy learned to appreciate each harvest, and Dee rediscovered his love for his wife. Their lives transformed as they began to focus on what they had rather than what they lacked. They had finally discovered the secret to true happiness. It's not in material things, but in embracing each moment with gratitude